What's up, everybody? Welcome back to For Better or Worse. I am Nick, joined again by my co-host Matt. Welcome to episode 14. Matt, how you been? How was the break?
Things have been good. Not gonna lie. I'm excited to get back on the podcast, but I'm excited to talk some sports, especially some playoff hockey and basketball, as long as some baseball. So pretty pumped.
You excited for a new schedule?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think we're gonna get, everyone locked in to look forward to those days. So, Nick was able to make it work, took a sacrifice, everybody. So give him a little mini clap.
Yeah.
I don't want to clap on the mic.
No, you're good. I mean, it just makes sense. Like, it's hard enough. You got to think of it from the viewer's perspective. It's hard enough to try to plan around it when we just do random days. But that's life. We're trying to make it work. So
now you guys have no excuse.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Are you done? Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when we'll be doing our episodes now. Make it nice and consistent, spread out throughout the week, but plenty to talk about today. You want to go right into it? Let's do it. I don't know if we have anything else.
Well, to be fair, the NBA is really screwing us up with the whole schedule, like wait 2 days thing, which I can't stand. But one sport that's been doing fantastic is hockey. These guys know how to do some playoffs. All right. It's the old, you wait a day. If you travel, it's 2 days kind of deal. That's what we need. I don't know what the heck the NBA is doing at all. It's really annoying. It's frustrating, honestly. If I was playing, I'd be kind of pissed too. But whatever. That's besides the point. The Avalanche swept the Oilers. Honestly, I think we all expected this to happen. I think the Avalanche are a better team. The Oilers, they did their job. They finally got out of that second round, made it to the Western Conference Finals. I think they do need another piece or two, some more depth. But McDavid showed he's the best in the world. He almost, carried them to a couple wins in that series. But it's the Avalanche time. It's the Avalanche time to win. If they don't, maybe their last shot, because they're going to lose some good, some nice depth pieces after the season if they don't resign everybody, which it's very hard to do with a very talented roster like that. So the Avalanche know it's Stanley Cup or bust, and they're proving that they're, in my opinion, have been the best team in the league all season. I think it doesn't matter who wins on the other side. I think the Avalanche are the edge, which is why they're the minus 230 favorite already. But the Lightning did tie the series 2-2 after being down 2-0, losing both games in New York. They won both at home, which they needed to do. No Braden Point for the Lightning, which I think is a big thing to talk about. He's been the postseason points leader the past 2 seasons, and the Lightning are just tied the series up without him. He's on a day-to-day injury, so he may come back game 5, he may come back game 6, he may come back game 7, or may not come back at all. It's kind of like that Ben Simmons thing that he was doing, but Braden Point's probably actually hurt, so it's an actual injury holding him back. I do think the Lightning.
What's the injury?
I think it's his right leg. It's I don't know what it is exactly, but I think if the Lightning lose game 5, they can win game 6 at home and force a game 7. But I think if the Rangers lose this game, the next game coming up, I don't think that they can win in Tampa. So I think it's a must-win game for the Rangers. You can't really drop 3 straight and expect to win a series, I think, in my opinion. So it's been an exciting series, though. I think there's some good props to target. We hit another shot lay. I think this is the best series to do it, just because I think you're finding out who the guys know who's stepping up. Like Zibanejad had 5 shots again. Kucherov had 4. Stamkos, I think, only had 3. But either way, you're getting guys who are firing the puck every time. So we should have a good long shot prop play for the next game, I think. But yeah.
I mean, I wanted that Avalanche and Oilers series to go on a little longer. I mean, as far as offenses, I think they were fantastic to watch, especially for hockey as a whole.
Yeah.
But
casual fan.
Casual fan. Exactly. I mean, some people were talking about the Lightning. I mean, the Rangers just based off Twitter, I thought the Rangers had lost the series, straight up lost. Yeah. And then I go and look, it's 2-2. I'm like, Jesus, people, get it together. get yourself together. Okay.
Yeah.
Have some mental fortitude and just, take a breath. That's absurd.
People always say like a hockey series doesn't matter until the home team loses a game. And we still haven't seen that. The Rangers won both games at home. The Lightning won both games at home. So it's 50-50 right now. It's a best of 3 series at this point. And the Rangers get 2 home games. But again, I do think on Twitter, you'll see if the Rangers do lose the next game, then I'll let the it's over stuff pass. Because I think it'll be very tough for them to win a game 6 in Tampa. But, they've proven me wrong every other time. So.
But I just want to say this, Rangers fans, you should be worried. You are going to lose. It's over. This is unbiased view over here. Just give up. Just give up. It's okay.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, save yourself the embarrassment of getting swept in the finals. Thank you. That's all I gotta say.
Honestly, I think that might be a good bonus there. You're playing with house money. Say you lost a tough 6-7 game series to the Lightning.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. But so
going overall, I think the Lightning will match up better versus the Avalanche. I don't know who matches up well versus Avalanche, but I think they match up better.
They do. I think the Avalanche are just too fast for both of them either way, but it'll be fun. The Lightning have more star power if Braden Point plays.
It's so weird because I remember all I think about the Avalanche is like 7 years ago, or I don't even know if it was that long ago, and they were just like the worst team ever.
Yep.
Just like the absolute just trash. Like that's all I can still remember. Who's the goalie they had for a while? Back in the day. Damn it.
I don't think I paid attention to bad teams back then.
And they had a good goalie back in the day. This was like early mid 2000s. All right, that's gonna bother me.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Patrick Wall.
Oh yeah, I forgot he played there.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can remember about the Avs, other than like this year. That's because I do love some good goalies.
Honestly, yeah, I think people underestimate their goalie now, who's been hurt. He's going to be back for the Stanley Cup. Darcy Kemper, I think, in my opinion, is the top 5 goalie in the league. Everyone's like, blah, blah, blah. He was on the Coyotes last year, and now he's in the Avs, so it's like, whatever. But
yeah,
I think he's one of the best goalies in the league. And you get him back for the Stanley Cup, I think it's over for anybody, honestly. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We can go to some NBA, but before that, I wanted to talk about this because I tweeted it and I feel like I couldn't get how good of an offer this was, like in 160 words or less or whatever it is. But when I posted the 10-point lead and you get paid out, Bet365 has a 20-point lead and you get paid out no matter what. So if a team goes up 20, like we've seen all playoff long, you get paid out if they win or lose. So once even in parlays, so if you have a parlay and let's just say the Warriors went up 20, that'd get marked off as a win, even if they choked, whether you bet a single or a parlay. It's only on the money line, but I think it's fantastic. So if you don't have Bet365, if you're in America, it's only New Jersey, which I don't know why that is, but you also get with FlashPicks, you bet $1, you get $200 in free bets. So all you have to do is deposit, and then you bet that $1, you get $200 in free bets if you use the link flashpicks.bet/bet365pod. That's flashpicks.bet/bet365pod. You could DM FlashPicks with any questions. They have the early payout offer. They have a 70% cash bonus on parlays. They just have a bunch of stuff that most other books don't have. You get, like, if you do a 2-teamer, you get a 5% bonus, 3-team parlay, 10% bonus, all the way to a 14-team parlay, you get a 70% bonus. There's just a lot more value, I think, in that book. They also, if you do follow me on Twitter and you like to do that, if a guy has 2 goals and he wants to get the 3rd goal and he's firing for the hat trick, the odds are like double as good as any other book. And you could live bet that player to get 3 goals. It's the only other book you could bet on that has decent odds. So there's just a lot of good stuff from Bet365. A lot of people, when I posted it, had a lot of good things to say. So if you have any questions about it, and if you're in New Jersey and you want to download it, DM FlashPicks, DM me, DM the pod, whatever, I'll answer. And we'll get you going, because for the finals, I think it's huge just to have a little safety net of the 20-point, early payout. They also have the early payout for hockey. If your team goes up 3 goals and loses, you get paid out. So that could have happened several times when the Avs came back this year. If you had the other team, I think in baseball, it's 5 runs. So if your team goes up 5 early on, it gets marked down as a winner. So all these great things that other books don't have. So if you're in New Jersey, I'd recommend doing it. Terms and conditions apply to each offer. Obviously, it has to be 21 plus, and please gamble responsibly.
All right. That's enough. Nobody cares about New Jersey offers.
Great.
Because nobody actually lives in New Jersey. Well, except people that live in New York actually live in New Jersey, apparently. That's like a thing. But you tell me, right? Yeah.
They want to
no one actually lives in New York. Everybody just works in New York but lives in New Jersey. It's just like, it's nonsense up there. Nonsense. So let's get back to the real world and the rest of America. Are you okay? You're just staring off and okay. No worries.
Check out my units this month.
Yeah. NBA slate, game 3. Celtics now favored. We're at the Celtics, -3.5. Should be we'll see. Last game kind of sucked. The Celtics gave up. They should be fresh. Let's say that, because they pulled
Fresh
everybody. Yeah, they pulled everybody in the 4th. They said, "Hey, we're not coming back again. There's no way. Let's pull everybody in the 4th." Yeah, I mean, it was an okay game. Not great.
It was a good first half.
Yeah. And then it just stopped. As far as props, I kind of got away from the NBA just because how bad it was overall. As far as it's just unwatchable. I love making money and I love betting props and I love betting the NBA too. But at the same time, I like to watch my bets and the game overall. And it just became unwatchable. It's gotten a little better. Game 1 was awesome. I have watched these finals overall. I mean, it's just 2 teams that I didn't like betting all year, and I still don't like betting that much. You could be a sucker and just bet, the obvious Steph Curry threes or points or Jason Tatum points. And, you probably have a good opportunity because this is the finals and, they're going to get their opportunities to shoot the ball overall. But I know you had one player in mind that's kind of a sleeper. Why don't you go over that?
He definitely is a sleeper. It just depends on what lineup they want to put out, but I think Kevon Looney has been outstanding for the Warriors. He's actually, so his line is only 6.5, so it's like a fun sweat. It's like, he's only gonna get layups or dunks, basically, maybe some free throws. 6.5 is probably the highest I'd play it, maybe a 7.5, but I think it's gonna get juiced up a little bit. So I was doing a little digging in the last 7 games, right? So the Maverick series went 5 games, and now the Celtics series has been to 2 games. The Warriors are 5-2, and every game that they won, he had over 6.5 points. He had 12 points last game. He had 4 the first game that they lost. The last game against Dallas, he had 10 and they won. He had 3 and they lost. He had 9, they won, 21 and they won, and then 10 and they won. So if I'm the coach, if I'm, Steve Kerr, and I'm looking at these numbers, I'm like, hey, what's the common denominator of us winning games? And it's like, oh, Kevon Looney's scoring. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, I think he's gonna get more burn. I think he's gonna be able to play. I think he's a solid big man there. It kind of takes a lot of more pressure off Draymond as well. And I think they have to establish some inside presence, and he spaces the ball well. He gets a lot of offensive rebounds. And he's there and he grabs him. He just kind of dishes him out or he puts him back up. He gets a lot of first baskets, not going to lie. So I think it's a good play. I think he'll get a lot of minutes, and I think he's he's starting to shoot more, especially when he makes them early on. He tends to just, if he scores early and he finds good looks, they tend to keep using him there. And if he misses the first one or two, they kind of like stay away. But this guy had 21 points not too long ago, 10 points, 12 points. So in the last 3 games, he had 12 and 10. So, I mean, 6.5 is a pretty good number in my opinion.
You hear that, Steve Kerr? If you put Looney in, you win games. That's what Matt's saying.
I'm just saying, if he's scoring the basketball,
no need to overthink it. No need to. There's nothing else involved.
Through analytics,
Looney,
I figured it out.
Score over 6.5, you will win the game.
It's true.
You might as well. I mean, lines like that make me want to just go 7.5 if I can get it, because he's not shooting threes.
Yeah.
Granted, he could go the foul line, but like more than likely he's getting 4 layup/dunks.
Yep.
Equal 8 points to get over the 6.5. That's just my thought. I'd have to look at free throws and stuff like that for him to see how that comes into play, and what's the difference between 6.5 and 7.5 as far as previous. But with big men like that, and guys that are just close, maybe mid-range, but nothing farther than that. Overall, it makes me just kind of want to bump it up 1 more point, maybe get a little better odds, and go from there. But that's just kind of a thought. If they even let you do that, some books know what they're doing. That's why they put it at 6.5, because they know you're either going to get 6 or 8. It's what it is. Who do you think wins the game? I mean, I'm really torn. I don't know. I think this will actually be a good game, especially at the Celtics. Hopefully not a blowout.
I actually think the Celtics win. I think the Celtics win. The Celtics have yet to lose back-to-back games, these playoffs. They respond very well. Even when they get blown out, they got blown out the first game against the Bucks, came back and won that game. Or if they lose close games, they bounce back. So until they lose 2 games in a row, I'm going to say that they can make the adjustments and turn it around. So, last week when they played, basically, because NBA schedule sucks, Tatum had a great game and he scored a lot. And the Warriors were just scoring at will, making a lot of shots. That Jordan Poole ridiculous 3 at the end of the third was kind of the dagger in the game. It was kind of already over, but that was like, all right, this is just getting ridiculous. I think the Warriors are going to shoot a little worse. But the thing is, the Celtics played better when Tatum shot less. So it's like, or not shot less, but he was kind of being a little more passive. He still put the numbers up, but what you saw him play, he wasn't trying to get his. So I don't know. I think it's a little interesting. Maybe his plus or minus was terrible last game, even though he had like 28 in 3 quarters. Maybe he's a little more passive. Maybe he spreads the floor. And I think that's the key to the Celtics winning. I think you got to make everyone play, because the Celtics are a deep team. If you got everyone scoring, it's tough to defend. And I think they'll settle for just Tatum trying to beat them at this point. So it should be interesting. I think we'll see how the first quarter, how they decide to play. But I think the Warriors shoot a little worse on the road. Celtics get their first home game. And I think the Celtics do take it. I don't know who's going to stand out, but I think the Celtics do take it until they lose 2 in a row. I'm going to be honest.
You have to look at a couple things, right? So number one, I tend to agree with you as far as the Celtics taking this. Obviously, they're at home, number one. Number two, they should be fresh. They didn't play anybody in the fourth.
Yep.
Klay Thompson has been absolute garbage. I mean, he is shooting. I can shoot like that. I can't.
So
I can throw.
I will say, if the Warriors win, he's going to have like 10 threes and just shut everyone up, because I feel like he's been so bad.
He's been really bad. And then along with that, Jordan Poole, who, they kind of talked about as their other main piece, starting to develop overall, huge defensive liability overall. Yeah. It's just not, this is the opportunity. You gotta take advantage right now and, try to obviously make sure you take both home games. That's the real thing. Take the home games, because they already split you.
Yeah,
this is your time to seize the opportunity and take that 2-1 lead overall. You got to. Otherwise, it's just
I will say the biggest trap bet I think is Jordan Poole over points. I think a lot of people are going to be on him.
I think the under. I was thinking about the under on that, honestly, because he's just not getting I mean, the
If
reason
it's
why
close at the end of the game, he's not going to play because they're just going to set screens and switch on him, and Tatum's going to
exactly.
start drooling out of his mouth.
Yeah, you can look at last game and be like, oh yeah, but they were also, they pulled everybody in the fourth quarter. He was playing against bums, and that's the only reason he was getting minutes.
You're also
And
up 15. It's a lot easier to shoot when you're up 15 than it is when you're
he was
down
shooting
10.
ridiculous shots, like not smart shots overall, as but yeah, I mean,
I guarantee you he has like 35 now.
whatever, it happens. But you look at it, you can see where we're coming from at least.
Yeah.
I think that's enough about the basketball, as they call it. Let's go right into MLB. Big slate today, huge slate. You swept yesterday. I continue to suck. 1-2.
As a team, we're doing okay.
Yeah. I'm just like, it's like I have a good day and then I have a bad day. Good day, bad day. And it's just like I can't put 2 good days in a row, and it's really frustrating right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the same process that's made me successful for years, really.
I mean, listen, you're not gonna win every day, and sometimes you're gonna have an 0-10 run.
Only that I win every day.
But the amount of followers that you lose when you lose 2 days in a row is insane. I get so much less love, and then I'll win 2 days in a row. People everyone comes back. I'm like, you guys are just not loyal, man. Come on, I love my loyal guys.
It is what it is. You just got to take bits and pieces and make your own decision at the end of the day. Go by the numbers and what makes sense. And as long as you can explain, that's what I always say. Make sure you can explain your bet. If you can't explain to yourself why you're betting this, maybe you shouldn't bet it. Like if you have a hunch and you really want to do it and that's your guy, fine. But if you can't explain, why this guy or this team is going to win or whatever, you have no idea. You just want to bet it. The odds look good. That's on you, but don't be upset if it loses at the same time.
I do need to put a PSA out there. I know Devers and Jordan are on my Mount Rushmore, but do not bet him every day. The amount of messages I get when Devers goes over 4 and I didn't play him, they're like, man, get him off Mount Rushmore. I'm like, why did you play him today? I did not. You don't think I'm looking at them every day?
Of course, you are.
If it's a good
Honestly,
matchup.
I think you play them too much, but at the same time, as long as they're hitting, whatever.
Fun fact: we're now 8-1 on Jordan Alvarez bases, but I'm not playing him every day against the lefty. And I have people say, "Oh, well, he hits lefties." Yeah, he's Jordan Alvarez, but I'm gonna put you in the best position to hit. So if I'd rather that in a good matchup, he's not batting, he has, it's not like he's never gotten a hit versus a lefty or versus someone that throws his least favorite pitches. I'm gonna put you, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the best position to win. Sometimes he'll Jordan, sometimes LeBron will and drop 40. Sometimes Michael Jordan will drop 40, even if it's a bad matchup. These good players can do that, but do not bet them every day because there's times to do it and there's times to not do it. And if I'm not playing them, I look at them every single day. Those are my guys. You have to ask yourself, hey, I wonder why he's not playing them today. So it's just a public service announcement.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you throw one down the middle, whether you're lefty or righty, it can get crushed for a double or home run or whatever. That can happen. It's baseball. It doesn't matter throwing lefty or righty. If you throw it straight down the middle and have a bad pitch, shit can happen. So I know there's a couple games that you want to go over. Obviously, let's just get it out of the way. Let's get out of the way. Mets at Padres. Pete Alonso, he's hurt. Mets are falling apart. They're going to lose every game coming up. They're not going to score on offense. It'll be like last year. It's going to be awful. Why don't we go into that?
No, the reason why I wanted to play it is because it's Chris Bassett and Sean Manaea, and both of them were teammates not too long ago. So I think it's cool to watch them battle each other. I do think if you're going to bet, the Padres are the team to bet today. I don't think Alonso's playing. I don't think Marte's playing either. I didn't see what the result is. There's no way Alonso's playing. I'll say that. Marte, I'm not sure if he is. If both of them are out and you can get the Padres still a -120, I think that's a great bet just because Marte's been on fire and Alonso had one of the best months of May and early June's in the league. So you lose both those guys. It's going to take a second to, recover, get your play style. Cause then now you got to play a little small ball here and there, move the lineup around. So if you're gonna bet anyone in that game, it is the Padres. I just thought it was cool because Chris Bassett and Sean Manaea, when they're both on Oakland, finally are on two good, competent teams and get to face off with each other. So it should be a fun one to watch as a baseball fan. So, but if you are going anywhere, it's definitely the Padres in that game.
Yeah, Pete Alonso got absolutely destroyed. His hand got destroyed. I don't know if you actually saw the video.
I refuse to look at it, honestly.
I'll send it to you later. He's swinging through. He actually got fully through the swinging through, and it just like smashes his hand, absolutely smashes it, and he keeps going with the other hand. I mean, it sounded awful because like it sounded like it was coming off the bat, but it was all his hand. Like it was just his hand. It smashed it so hard. So wish him the best, but he is definitely not playing today. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's a bet for that. I'll take it. Is he playing? No. Like that. After watching that video, and obviously in the projection lineup, he's not in there either. So, yeah, he's out of that too. I mean, as far as the game, it's anything else you're looking at, or is that basically just look at Padres money line at a decent price?
I just don't think you overthink it. Chris Bassett may pitch well, but I don't think this lineup is there. Maybe you look at like a Mets team total under, but with these pitchers is probably pretty low. So, guys like Lindor can still hit one. Escobar can still hit one. Some of these guys can still score. So I would probably just lean Padres money line rather than a total here because you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, unfortunate for Alonso. And if Marte's out too, it's really not good. But I don't think his is long term. I think it's like his hamstring or something. I don't like to look at Mets injuries because it just gives me PTSD.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. And you're right. The total for the game is 7 and the Mets team total is 3. Yeah. So that seems like a really good line, honestly, just overall, as far as where they set it, that seems like you can't play it either way.
There's no way.
Yeah. I would just avoid it altogether. Let's what else do we have lined up? Brewers at Phillies. Nola versus Hauser or Hauser, whatever.
Rowenberger.
This one I wanted to look at and just kind of run as far as like strikeouts. Let me pull this up real quick. So Nola's at over 6.5 is -138 right now. And just going down the lineup. So just going off strikeout percentage, 21, 27, 24, 24, 21, 25, 20, 20, 23. So nobody under 20%. Some decent matchups and some okay matchups. And obviously this is a guy that strikes out people 30.2% on the year so far.
Strikes out both sides as well. So
yeah, he's a pretty complete guy.
I love Aaron Nola, even though he's in the Phillies. I love that guy.
138 is not the best price, but again, it might be a nice parlay piece for someone, or just straight up. It's up to you as far as that's concerned. But that's something that I'll look at throughout the day, and try to track. Might take it overall. I have to do a little bit more digging. What are your thoughts? Just going off those numbers that I just talked about.
You said 6.5, right?
6.5 -138.
So yeah, on DraftKings it's -160. So 138 may be the best line you're going to see. This Brewers team just strikes out an awful lot, and Aaron Nola is nasty. He's probably going to go 6 or 7 regardless. If you see a matchup where every person's a target, it's never a bad idea, especially one that has a 30% K rate on the season. And that's 33% to lefties, 27% to righties. So really good for both sides. I think it's a solid play. I don't think you're going to get any better odds. So if you're going to play it as soon as possible. Like Emily, even looking in the last 30 days, some of these guys are just like, might as well not even walk up to the box. They're just striking out so much. I think it's the best line you're going to get. So maybe you do 1, maybe you ladder to 8. I don't know.
Yeah. And as a team, Milwaukee's 26th overall, averaging 8.93 strikeouts per game as a team. They are a little bit better at home, striking out, let's see, 8.8. Not really that much better, but 8.8 on average at home. I mean, I tend to agree with you right now. I think I will play this. Just talking myself into it. No, I never liked the lines. I'd like a nice even line, but that's not going to happen. But at the very least, it's going to be a great game to watch. The other line was Hauser. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I hate those weird names. I hate names.
Hauser.
I'm a face guy. Just like, oh, I know that face. That's the guy. Yep. That's him.
Also, Nola had 9 against Milwaukee in April, so long enough to where they've forgot his stuff. But he's gotten 9 versus Milwaukee earlier this season. Jeez, he's striking a lot of people. So against good targets, like you could look at this. Like the Giants are a bad target. He had 5, but the Braves are a great target, just like the Brewers. He had 10. He had 9 and 8 versus the Dodgers back to back. 7 versus the Mets, 9 versus the Mets, 6 versus Seattle, but he got rocked for 4 runs, only pitched 5 innings. So, he probably would have got 7 had he pitched 6. And other than that, he's gotten to basically every time besides an early Colorado and an early Mets series where he was only pitching 80 pitches because it was the first 3 games of the season. So if he goes deep in the game, he's probably going to get it. And Aaron Nola is really good. So.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, that's the guy where like you have a question mark. You look at his K percent, 30.2%. It's he's got the stuff. It's not like you're betting on a guy that has a good matchup, has a weak line, and you're like, okay, he can squeeze this out, and you're just hoping for that third pitch overall. No, this he's got it. He's got that closing pitch that can shut people down. Let's see. Next game, Yankees at Twins. Nasty Nestor.
Nestor.
Nestor the molester.
Oh my God. He's a Yankee.
No, that's the. Did you see that ESPN guy? He got in trouble for that. It's only a matter of time. I personally, who does it offend? Molesters? So what? I like the nickname. I like it.
It's gotta rhyme with something. You're struggling there with
He's molesting the batters.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. Matt feels uncomfortable by this whole situation. I don't care. I don't care. I think it's absolutely hilarious. And he said he doesn't care. I'd be proud to have that.
I would
name.
love that name. Like, I'm about to exactly. The plate right now. I have people terrified.
You got to call the cops because I'm a molester. We'll see if this actually makes the episode. They might cut this whole part out. But Nasty Nestor is up. He's got two great names now. 2 great names.
Nasty molester.
Okay. You, sir, it's gone too far. Gone too far, sir. So let me pull this up. His line was at 6.5 plus 122 overall, going up against the Twins. As far as the game itself, obviously Yankees huge favorites, minus 172. Honestly, I thought it'd be worse than that. Going up against Chris Archer. I mean, minus 170, that might be a nice parlay piece for someone overall. I didn't understand the line yesterday. Honestly, I thought it was a huge trap, but they pulled through. I don't know if you saw it. It was like minus 140 or something versus a guy with like a 70 ERA. Just didn't make sense. That being said, over 6.5 for plus 122. Obviously the odds, they're nice, and we'll go through the strikeout percentage as always. So he's got some good matchups overall: 27, 16, 17, 27, 22, 7, 36, 34, and 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4 ideal matchups, clear over that 25%, a couple in that 20%, and the rest in the teens. and one at 7%. Let's see that 7% real quick. It's on a limited. He's got 28 plate appearances, so that makes more sense. Your thoughts on, 6.5. Obviously he can get it. I think he's been doing a lot better over the year. His strikeout percentage is 28.9% overall on the year.
Yeah. I think it's, if you're facing the Twins, it's time to molest some batters. It's probably what he's thinking. I actually got to see him molest some people in person. The Yankee game I went to, he was on the mound. So seeing it firsthand,
committed to that now.
seeing it firsthand, it is pretty nasty. I've heard some people in the stands say some crazier stuff than that guy in ESPN. So he's been on fire. He's been, I think, their best pitcher all season. So whether it's strikeouts, whether you look for them to win first 5, whether you look at whatever, I think he's their kind of anchor right now, not Garrett Cole, which has been surprising. But I like anything nasty tonight.
You're getting too comfortable now. You got uncomfortable at the beginning when I brought it up. Too comfortable. Complete switch. Let's go over the last 5. So that'll give you a good idea of where he's at overall. Obviously, he does have some ideal matchups here. He played the Angels. He got 7 there. Tampa Bay, he got 5. Then Chicago White Sox twice, 7-7, and then the Texans he had 11. So he's hit that 6.5 for the last 5 games overall. Again, another guy where you're like, I'm okay with betting him and, just letting him pitch. He's going to go deep into his pitches, 100 plus pitches, or at least high 90s. He's a great pitcher. So you don't have to worry about him getting rocked as much, compared to some of these guys like Hunter Green or something like that, where he can get rocked and waste a lot of his pitches overall. Obviously, he's got 4 ideal matchups with a couple in the middle, and then he's striking out 28.9%. So again, another guy, as far as value, plus 122, it might be something where, even if you want to do half a unit on it, it's always fun to watch him play, as Matt would say, molest. But
whoa,
ooh,
is that what we've been saying this whole time?
That's shit. Okay, all right, let's move on before we get canceled. Whatever. Any other games you wanted to go over? Because I have a couple listed here. I have the Rockies at Giants. I have some, there's just so much games overall. Obviously, we're waiting on lines. I want to wait on weather. I want to wait on some of this stuff to see as far as game, team total, overall, over-unders, and the games themselves. But I don't know if there's anything that stood out to you as a whole.
Well, it says that Scooble's pitching again today, which is very impressive. Don't know why that's going on. But
as much as I like him, I might go under today then. So
I wonder if they have a lineup just because they have him listed. Oh no, it's the other guy. I don't know if I like anything. So I love Mike Minor. I feel like it's weird that I brought up molesters and minors right after it. But so Mike Minor. But Mike Minor, he was a great pitcher for the Rangers a couple years ago. I like him. He kind of fell off. So I kind of like the Reds just off that aspect, but that's like personal bias. I don't really want to, say that out loud before diving in too much. Other than that, I see a lot of weird games that I'm really not a fan of. I may target something in the Braves game. I'm just looking at the list right now. And maybe the Angels / Red Sox game. Eovaldi's on the mound and he's a stud. So I got to check out some lines, check out some more things. That'll finish up a little later on. Shocker, I am golfing today, so I'll get things out a little later.
Dude, what? Are you serious?
It's actually a networking golf event. So it's actually it's actually a work golf event that I have to go to. But yeah, so I'm gonna have some stuff there. I'm excited to watch basketball today, I will say. We'll have some few MLB stuff, but yeah, it's exciting. And if something pops out later on, I'm gonna do my due diligence, my process that I always do. I did some last night, but nothing really stood out today as like a great matchup. But in my further digging, if something pops up, I'll look. But the Braves game seems a good target for now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? So like there's so many games that you can get lost in it overall, but there's nothing that like just absolutely popped off the page for me, at least so far. But I've skimmed over overall matchups and kind of seen some stuff, but waiting on other information at this point.
I feel like you can get caught up too, because like if there's 15 games and you're like, oh, I should give people something, but
Yeah.
like it's like almost like you might force the plays out because like, I should have like 3 plays. I should have 3 things that I like, but if you don't, it's okay. And I got to keep telling myself that sometimes, just to not like, I like this, but I don't love it. But I'm going to play it because I like it the most today. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, got to hover the line. It's a gray area, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, happy for you. Guys, I want to put a little public pressure on Matt. Matt, go ahead and order that stuff on Amazon. I've told you a number of days now. Order it. Death Wheel. Coming soon. Order it on Amazon. I ordered it. I got my peppers and shit on the way.
I'm going to disable my Prime account. It takes a little longer to come through.
Well, then guess who's definitely up first? So, guys, thank you for joining us once again. Matt, anything else? I think we can wrap this baby up.
That's it. You'll see us on Friday for sure.
Thanks for stealing my thunder. See you on Friday. Like, subscribe. Let us know what your thoughts on today's slate, and we will see you again on Friday.
Peace.